What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Lap Down Podcast. My name is Valentino. I'm hosting tonight. Greg is out for whatever reason. Just hope everything's all right with him. We got JP in
Howdy.
the building tonight. And is it Tyler?
Yes.
Tyler in the building tonight as well. What's going on, guys?
Not so much. Just enjoying myself tonight.
Yeah, that's good. I also want to give a shout out to our sponsors, W Energy, Bulletproof Coffee, Spleef Compression Sleeves, Dr. Squanch, Duke Cannon, and our intro music is the Alkali Project. Go check them out on all your streaming platforms, guys. Great band there. But anyway, guys, we're going to get right into it.
The biggest news this week.
The biggest news this week, everybody's been talking about it. Everybody's been gibbering about it.
On it.
Yeah, that's right. Is Kyle Larson going to get the playoff waiver?
Which he did.
Which he finally did. We finally went through it this morning, and he was given the playoff waiver, giving him a pretty good spot in the standings. He's looking pretty good this time around. What do you think about that? His playoff waiver? Did you agree with it, Tyler?
I 1000% agree with it. I mean, why he ran one of the biggest races in the entire world, and he represented Hendrick in NASCAR. I mean, NASCAR might have hurt a little bit, but they completely NASCAR backed him. NASCAR actually was all for him running Indy. So I don't know why people are freaking out the fact that he got a waiver.
Yeah. I have no idea either.
NASCAR was 1000% on his side.
I thought so too. It might have just been for the papers.
For the papers. Yeah.
But
what do you think, JP?
Obviously, Kyle Larson running Indy was a good thing. Did it need to cause all this controversy? No. Did NASCAR need to have a plan, in my opinion, going into this? Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They knew for over a year now he was doing it. I think then the announcement come out last year around this time, maybe a little bit later, that he was doing it.
Yeah, I agree with that, buddy.
Can I add on to that, Val? Well, actually, not only the fact that it's been known for over a year, but my problem is what people are arguing is the fact that he missed the biggest NASCAR. My point is, no offense to NASCAR, yes, Coca-Cola 600 is a crown jewel in NASCAR, but that's known to NASCAR, not a world-renowned event like Indy 500.
For real.
Maybe 100,000 people, yeah, don't get me right, but try almost 500,000 people from around the world, people that and the whole town comes together. It's literally a tradition in Indianapolis. But my point being is the fact that Kyle Larson chose to run Indy, which honestly, I think all four of us would have chosen to run Indy over Charlotte anyway, because it's more prestigious. I mean, they're both prestigious, but I personally think Indy is a little more prestigious. And nobody really knew about the weather. You can't really blame anybody here because it's the weather's fault that everything played out the way it did.
Yeah, because I've always told everybody that you could be being a weatherman, you could be wrong all the time and still have a job. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm a meteorology student. I've been watching the weather for the last week. I knew the weather was going to be impacting it, but we didn't know the exact timetable until the day before.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm happy to see Larson got the waiver. I mean, I see a lot of people a little butthurt online about it, but they'll get over it.
It's a lot of non-Hendrick fans that are being butthurt about it. I've noticed. I've noticed it's a lot of the non-Hendrick fans.
They're really worried about Larson. I guess he is driving pretty good this year. So, but yeah, that's good that Larson got his waiver and now he's up in I don't know if he's in third place right now in the standings. Yeah.
Third. But now one more thing before we move on. I want to say this. NASCAR was not unanimous, though. There was people who did vote no to give him not give him a waiver, but it was a 5-4 vote.
And listening to Joey Logano talk about it, I don't know which podcast or whatever he was on.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I don't think he was on board with it either. He knows that he's definitely a playoff contender. You know.
My problem is the fact that I'd rather give him a waiver for missing and for a greatest spectacle in racing over. Honestly, I think it was more deserving than Chase Elliott getting a playoff waiver last year.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Oh, yeah. A lot of people say that was a little iffy. That was crazy. That's exactly what Joey Logano was saying. But all right, we're gonna jump right into the weekend and talk about the Truck Series race. Corey Heim, he wins after a 3-hour rain delay.
Oh yeah, the 3-hour rain delay. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was unbelievable, man. They had this another rain, but complete
I do want to add on to that. I know it's part of the script. Just remember, both the Xfinity and the Truck Series went green at the same time. Just wanted to throw that out there.
No, I mean just the Chevrolets. I mean Toyota and Chevrolet looking completely dominant this year over there in the Truck Series, and I mean almost in the Xfinity Series too. I mean just Chevrolet has been pretty strong.
Corey Heim pretty much dominated that. No, actually no. Yeah, Corey Heim dominated the truck race, and then Shane Van Gisbergen, Justin Allgaier lost after leading 2/3 of the Portland race.
Yeah, I guess that's crazy. Yeah, SVG, he's just really good on the road courses, huh?
All right, let's see.
I met SVG at Darlington. He's a freaking awesome guy, man.
That was we do want us to point out his celebration was wild, absolutely epic.
Oh yeah, dude, his celebration! Oh my goodness gracious! I wish we could pull it up here for us to see again.
But I think would be a copyright, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would be. Well, that's
I think it was a rugby ball he signed and then kicked into the stands.
Oh yeah,
I think it was. I think it was also the drifting all the way around the circuit was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude. He could be in a drift car.
It was. I remember watching that thing on TV and thinking, what's he going to do next? And then I saw a picture of him and a fan. And they took a picture after the fan got the ball. And it circulated on social media. He gets proved that he's a great guy.
Oh, he really is. I met him.
He's very
awesome.
humble.
Yeah,
he's a very humble guy.
But yeah, just glad to see him. I mean, obviously Justin Allgaier really, he's been having I would say he's been coming in second a lot this year. I mean, I'm glad to see him win at Darlington a few weeks ago, but
the problem with him is the fact that he's he's one of those people who luck is not on his side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's on the 7 car.
I agree.
Lucky number 7. It's lucky number 7. The heck you talking about?
Exactly. He's in the 7 car, so he should be lucky, but he isn't. So I don't understand. But this SVG obviously a really good road racer, and there's no way you're going to be able to stop somebody who belongs on that type of track from being successful.
I want to see an F1 driver come over and compete. Not just Kimi Räikkönen. I'm talking like a current F1 driver.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Like a Lewis Hamilton or something. See what happens.
Now
Yeah.
onto Gateway. Oh my gosh, we have a finish for the age for a wild finish after one of the
Yeah.
best battles of the season.
Yes.
It started off with a green flag pit stops coming
Mhm.
in, and now they had a long green flag run. At that point, it was all about fuel strategy. It seemed like you just didn't know who was going to come out in the front at the end there.
Yeah.
Until
I mean,
I think what they were right about having Bell forced into a mistake and over revved his motor a little bit.
yeah. And Ryan Blaney, I heard him say on NASCAR Race Hub today that Ryan Blaney's crew chief Gunglifin has factor. Sorry, Jonathan, I didn't say your name right, but anyway, he wanted to take a gamble and put one can of gas in that car, and we all know what happened. Ryan Blaney ran out of gas.
They wanted the fastest pit stop, which I completely understand. I get.
I think
Yeah.
to be honest, I think they wanted the fastest pit stop, but also they thought they were going to have better track position, and they didn't realize that Austin Cindric was going to come out in that position at that specific spot. Like he wasn't that far back, and he was catching him, and I think he was trying to conserve some, but then he was like, I can't conserve that much because he's catching me.
I think it's because Christopher Bell was easily the fastest
Oh, for
car.
sure.
Yeah, Christopher Bell, man.
The fact that Christopher Bell on 2 tires absolutely fought
Demolished
the field,
Yeah.
or everybody else on 4 was a little ridiculous.
Well, I mean, let's not mention that it was let's mention that it was just a one groove
racetrack until the end of. No, it was a 2 groove. It was 2 groove most of the day.
It seemed like they were just on the bottom the most of the time, but
well, they were. It's not. It was about beginning of the race. They were on top. Yeah, I know, but
trying to groove up the top, but it didn't seem like it grooved up at all.
And then at the end, they were. That was actually one of the greatest battles I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yep, it was.
A lot of people said it reminded them of 2011 Gordon versus Johnson at Atlanta.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, honestly, yeah, I did like the finish. I think that's. I didn't want Ryan Blaney to win. I was hoping something would happen because I'm not to say I'm not a Ryan Blaney hater, but I didn't want Cindric to win either. But you know,
well, nobody wants Penske to win. They're Penske. I wanted Chase Elliott to win, but he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on with him at the short tracks this year.
Hendrick is struggling on the shorter tracks this year. Like, serious, shorter than a mile and a half. They're struggling.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I think everybody's struggling on the short track, man.
Except for Toyotas. Except for Toyota.
Because Toyota puts himself out front.
Toyota's won every track shorter than a mile and a half. If you've noticed.
They put their cars out front, and then they stay out front most of the time. That's what.
Like I said, if you think about it, just look at the stats for got Dover, Bristol, Richmond, Martinsville. Let's see, Phoenix.
Oh yeah,
Gateway.
Yeah, definitely.
Am I missing another track?
Richmond.
I said Richmond. So we got 6 tracks, and that's 6 wins for Toyota, and the rest has been Chevy. The rest has been Chevy and 1 Ford. 2 Fords, I mean, sorry. Only 2 Ford wins to 6 Toyotas, and the rest are Chevy.
It's crazy, man. They got the short tracks on freaking lock. Anyway, though.
I don't
Anyway.
think they didn't intentionally let Blaney know there was a fuel shortage because he wanted him to focus on the battle with Christopher Bell. I don't think it was an ill intention because they literally thought they were fine on fuel.
Yeah, sometimes
They
things
were
like
actually,
that happen.
my personal opinion, I think they were actually banging on a caution.
Oh,
is
yeah.
what I was thinking.
I was hoping the caution would come out. Then Chase Elliott would have had a chance.
Now what Greg didn't add in there was the Kyle and Kyle show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess
We got it.
Was it the last couple laps, like last 5 laps?
Nope, it was the end of stage 2.
Oh, end of stage 2.
Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch went at it. Kyle Larson ends up turning Kyle Busch, which ends Kyle Busch's day. Kyle Larson was able to continue, and then they had an argument in the garage.
They did.
Yeah, but
not as bad as North Wilkesboro with but they did actually argue with each other. There wasn't a major argument, and they settled it they walked away civilly. So that's why it wasn't reported on.
From what I hear, I think that Kyle Busch was just upset because
his car sucks.
Yeah, no, because Kyle Larson came to side draft him to get the pass, and they made contact, and I didn't know if he was worried about it cutting down a tire, or maybe he was just upset because he was getting past that he wrecked Larson. And they both spun each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think that's just another example of I think Kyle Busch is losing his composure and losing his patience.
The thing is, I agree with Kyle Busch losing his patience because his team's been absolute dog shit. Pardon my language, but he's been absolute dog shit this season.
Yeah, ain't lying. They won early, right?
I think one top. No, they haven't won yet this season.
Oh, wow.
They had 3 wins last season and haven't won. Kyle Busch hasn't won since.
Good gracious.
Good gracious.
And his last win came at Gateway last year.
So you would think, going back to Kyle, which one?
Kyle was fast today. That's not the problem. Kyle was fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's also run Gateway in the past with the Xfinity cars. Xfinity and truck.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
He was fast. He was just upset because he wasn't fast enough, and he knew it. And he was getting passed by Larson.
Though there's no doubt that, honestly, if Christopher Bell didn't have problems, he was
gone.
If Bell didn't have any problems, he would have easily won.
No, he was so fast.
He was lapping, honestly, until he had that engine issue. He was lapping about a second to a second and a half faster than Blaney.
Unbelievable, man.
But the thing is, because Blaney was side by side with him, he couldn't get a run.
Or side drafting each other, man, the whole time. Taking the air off each other. But, yeah, what an interesting race at the end.
It was honestly, if we were to rate the race, it was probably a mid-race until the end of the race.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it seemed like it was at the Darlington race. Darlington.
Most of the races were at the mid until the end, except for Kansas.
Kansas was nice the whole way. People were running the apron, and it was nice.
I was actually hoping Charlotte would have played out like that because I was actually excited for Charlotte.
No, and then they don't ever race like you think it's going to be great, and then the race starts.
Everybody thinks Las Vegas is going to be like that in the fall.
I think Las Vegas is going to be actually good.
Las Vegas has been good since the next gen era.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Let's move on to the next topic. Green flags and black flags from the entire weekend.
Okay, well, JP, you start.
Okay, so my green flag has to be Kyle has to be Austin Cindric getting the win and being in the right place at the right time. I mean, that kid got lucky, but you have to have a fast car to have a little bit of
And
luck.
to be fair, everybody says Cindric walked into the wind. I mean, they're not wrong. But to add on, I'm like adding on to JP, but he was actually fairly quick. And that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He was fast.
All right,
He was
go ahead.
fast all day.
Sorry, JP, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, but yeah, Austin was pretty fast all weekend, so my black flag has to be if they were going to give Kyle Larson the waiver,
Wait. They should have just done it the week of.
Yeah, the week of. Because, like we were talking before the show, and feel free to jump in here if you guys want. You know, we're all fans, but most of us knew that Kyle Larson was doing this way before this weekend.
Oh, honestly, even before the rain hit, and if anything happened, I would have done what Larson did and run the Indy 500, 1,000%.
I don't know why it took him so long to do the waiver.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they want. I'm going to be for real. I don't think NASCAR wanted to, but they did it for the fans.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they did it for the fans, just to shut everybody up.
Because now Larson.
Because I guarantee you if they didn't, a lot of people would be outraged.
Because now Larson's going to have to go out there, and he's got every opportunity, just like everybody else, to go and earn the championship again. I think the fans like that.
I personally don't like the NASCAR waiver rule, honestly. I mean, I like it, but I think I like it, but I think it's too strict.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think it's too what's the word? Not strict, because that's what you use.
Too fierce.
Yeah, it's too fierce. It's way too complicated. Like they were talking on Race Hub today, they need to probably sit down and revisit this at the end of the year, so we don't end up in a situation where we kind of don't know what's going to happen.
You definitely don't want anybody in the sport to not want to go run the Indy 500 if they get the opportunity. I think obviously the waiver was it's great to see that he got the waiver, and I think obviously the waiver is a little bit overdrawn. They need to work on it a little bit more, like you said. I think my green flag for the weekend, obviously I think I'm gonna have to go back with Chase Elliott, just trying to be as competitive and as what's the word I'm looking for? As just like consistent. He's being consistent. He's putting himself there for the championship. I think he's 5th seed right now. 5th place. So I mean, Chase Elliott, I'm very impressed with him. That's my green flags. The black flags.
1 second.
Black flags is going to be is going to be probably just a racing, just like a little bit boring for me. The one groove most of the time until they grooved out the track. Probably late race it started going to the two grooves. Just like a little bit. Maybe they could have done something with some type of resin or something to make the groove go in a little bit quicker on make it multi-groove race. But
Yeah.
just was a little bit
Hey,
boring
Jamie.
for me, and that's going to be my black flag. What's going on, Jimmy?
All right, go ahead and do your unless you wait. Let me know if you're ready, Jamie, and do your green flag, black flag. I'll go last.
Oh, I'm here. How's it
Go
going,
ahead.
fellas? How's
What's
it going?
going on, brother?
Not too bad. Before we do continue with green flag, black flag, what was your opinion on the finish of the Gateway and what was your opinion on the finish of Gateway?
My heart hurt for Ryan Blaney. I don't know if it was his spotter or not spotter. I don't know if it was his crew chief or whoever was keeping data on his gas mileage. They definitely screwed up because
yes,
Ryan
they did.
Blaney he can save gas like the best of them. And I'm sure if he was given the information saying that he needed to save gas, he would have.
The problem is the fact I don't think they wanted to tell him because of how fast Christopher Bell was. I think that's part of the reason, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They should have told them.
Yeah, your whole job is to give the driver all the tools needed to win the race.
Mhm.
He can, if you say, "Hey, I know you that 20 is coming up quick, but we got to save a little bit. So if you can back her into the turn a little bit earlier, or something, that way you can keep that momentum and not use as much gas."
And fourth gear instead of fourth gear instead of third, like they were running.
Yep. But that's my black flag right there. Is the person in charge of looking at the metrics of the car, the one who relays the information to the crew chief.
Strategist? Do they have
A strategist,
strategists?
They do
thank
have
you, that's the word.
strategists.
Yes, the 12 team strategist. Sir, I don't know your name. It's probably good that I don't know your name. You were getting this black flag.
Now, my green flag, honestly.
Hold up, I didn't even get to say my green flag.
Oh, sorry.
I started with black flag because
Jamie?
I wanted to end on a positive note.
You're good, Jamie.
But on the positive note, Ford is starting to take over these races. We had a good quarter of a season just making fun of the dark horses, saying that they were dark ponies instead of dark horses. But they grew up on us. We're some proud daddies over here because our babies are turned into full on horses and they're winning races, baby. So good job, Ford.
Ford.
All right. Now, my green flag for the entire weekend was Shane Van Gisberg, actually. Like, the way to go to get a win in the Xfinity Series and show the fact that, like, your win in Cup was not a fluke. The fact that you come here to run and win, try to go for a championship.
And now he has the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it is a road course. He's still got to figure out how to win on an oval.
He doesn't seem like he's doing too extremely bad.
My black flag is not even a Cup. Unfortunately, my black flag's Haley Deegan.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing, Haley?
What's he do?
You're in a midfield car, but you should be finishing at least top 15 weekly. You're in the back of the pack week. What the hell, girl?
She blamed it on her. Who she fired last week?
Her crew chief.
Yeah, she's blaming it on her crew chief. Blaming on the Jews.
All right. Now on to our final segment before we hop off for the night. Our race picks. Or no, our Sonoma, which we got before we do the race picks. We have Sonoma coming up this week. It's been freshly repaved, but we've all seen the repaved job. It's pretty much a joke.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely.
But it's a doubleheader with the Xfinity Series. I think trucks I believe, are off this week.
Again?
Yeah.
I think either they're off or they're at Mid-Ohio. I'm not entirely sure.
They're off.
Okay. But then we got, like I said, we got Sonoma doubleheader, Xfinity on Saturday, Cup on Sunday. Shane did good for good. I don't think he's ever raced Sonoma, but it's a really it used to be a really slick track, but
It's
now
gonna be slick now.
it's actually got, from what the sports car people are saying, it has a lot of grip,
Oh,
and it actually has quite a bit of wear because of how hot it is in California.
what does a sports car have that much? Like rear wheel drive, like throttle to the rear end, or is it all wheel drive? Or that could make
So
a
with
difference.
sports cars, a lot of them are rear-wheel drive, except for like a certain German cars, which are all-wheel drive, like the Porsches and Mercedes and BMWs are all-wheel drive. But like the Ferraris, the Mustangs, the Corvettes, and stuff like that are rear-wheel drive. But they don't have nearly as power to weight ratio in the
Yeah,
rear
exactly.
as a let's say a Cup car, and they actually have a little bit wider tires than the Cup cars. Oh, width-wise, not like
Yeah.
the rim size.
Yeah.
But the track has gotten laps on it, and IndyCar actually put a tire IndyCars did a tire test. And I also, before we move on to our one thing, NASCAR had a few drivers do a tire test at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Any thoughts on that?
I'm excited for them returning back to the Brickyard.
Jamie, you have anything on the tire test at Indy?
I mean, it's about time. I like the fact that
They're
they want
doing
to
a
make
tire.
sure. I want to make sure that they get it right at Indy, because I love the
2008.
Brickyard. I miss the Brickyard.
Cough, 2008.
Yeah, and I want this race back at the very beginning. This is my genie wish, right? I want this race to be a fantastic race with a fantastic finish. That way, that the Brickyard stays for years to come.
My personal opinion is the fact that actually, as much as people say Pocono has been doing good with the next gen, because I think Indy will do good with the next gen, even though I think Pocono's been doing good with the next gens. I have a good feeling about that. But I got the wheel to see who goes first for the race pick.
I'm worried about the tire wear. Andy.
All right.
Well, that's why they did the test.
I wonder how it went.
Same, but they ain't going to give us that information. Where's Bob when we need him?
Yeah,
hey Val, you're first.
Oh, look at him!
All right. So Sonoma.
Yep.
Sonoma.
We'll go ahead and take out Elliott off the board.
Nah, damn you.
Yeah. All right.
Man, he got the first double damn.
Chase Elliott.
No, it's me. It's me. Ooh.
Rigged.
I did not rig it. Anyway. Ooh. For road course, I'm taking Kyle Larson.
There you go.
You.
All right, it's good, JP and Jamie. Jamie.
Hey. So I'm gonna ride this Ford train here. Dating back the past 2 years since being in the next gen, Chris Buescher has finished fourth last year, and then in 2022 he finished as runner-up at this track. So I am going Chris Buescher in the 17 car.
Ooh, I respect that.
Ooh.
And with how these dark horses have been performing, he already knows how to run the track. I think he's going to be the Ford to watch this week.
No.
All right, then JP.
All right. So, Jamie, let's play a game. Just you and I for a second.
Uh-oh. What'd I do? Do we need Bruce Buffer here? Are we getting ready to rumble?
So, I am rumbling about my pick. I'm going with the past week race winner, Austin Cindric. Because we are.
Oh boy, that's an interesting. I mean,
I got
don't know.
here. Hold on, JP. I got here. Say Cindy, baby.
Cindy, baby.
Hey, there we go.
And
Austin
all
Cindric,
right,
there you go. JP's pick
all
for the
right.
weekend.
Wow,
So,
for the first time, Dennis the Menace has not been picked.
for
Dennis
real, for
sucks at
real.
road courses.
So, do you think that that maybe MTJ might have a little something to say about himself this weekend?
I think MPJ
I-
might have a shot. He has won at Sonoma in the past.
I thought about picking him, but he screwed me over once already, so no.
Oh yeah, I just think he's. I don't know.
Jamie and I are fighting for the lead. If we have a point standing, Jamie and I are fighting for first right now.
It's a good thing I doubled down the week prior because MTJ, you lost some points,
MTJ,
bud.
I'm glad. Honestly, I was honestly surprised that it was bad for you this week. How bad it was.
I mean, it looked like he was getting some good speed, and then
All of a
what
sudden,
was
it
it?
dropped off. It dropped off the cliff.
Didn't like something happen with like one of his tires or something like that? That's why he went down pit road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one thing, the other good part about last week, and he was going to be my honorary mention, was MTJ. Even though he was laps down, when you're looking at a team, you would be lucky to have Martin Truex Jr. as your team.
Oh yeah,
That man was pushing Christopher Bell as hard as he could to get him up there to get that win.
Honestly, that's one of the things I was gonna green flag. Actually, but I didn't think about that. The thing you brought that up, that's a good thing. That's a true teammate right there, though. If you think about it,
For someone that we scrutinize as getting mad at his teammates, getting ready to wreck them, it's just because he's passionate. And when he knows he doesn't have a shot, he's like, "All right, bro, you better keep a hold of that wheel because I'm pushing you to this dub."
hell yeah, that's how it should be.
Yep.
all right, and that's a wrap, guys. Thanks to our sponsors. Go ahead, Val, close it out.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for our sponsors. We're gonna have W Energy, Bulletproof Coffee, Spleef Compression Sleeves, Dr. Squanch, Duke Cannon, and of course our music intro. Our intro music is Alkali Project. Always a great listening to them. It's always awesome listening to some of their music on any of their platforms out there. The music platforms, check them out, guys. The Alkali Project. But, you guys enjoy this race this weekend at Sonoma, and we'll catch you guys at the next episode of The Lap Down.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Deuces.
And we are clear.